Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 62nd episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora Two-Hearts. She's a Geta Fenris and an Arun.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle. He's 19, a Philodox, and has found his purpose with the Garu. He's known as Guards the Low, Child of Gaia.
I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb, called Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, I'm Thomas. I'm playing Howls-In-Memory, Galliard Lupus of the Bonars.
And Roy Mindscape will not be joining us today because George, much like his Stargazer tribe, forgot the concept of time, and, much like Roy, doesn't have true dedication to Gaia to be here. And he'll love that when he hears this recording.
Mm-hmm, definitely. He's losing it right now.
It's been about 4 days since you've left for the Winter Fang. The next day came, and you started to move past the Sept you traveled through and now move along the woods of the northern United States, trying to get to Wisconsin to visit the Sept. Given the nature of the moon, that it is a new moon, and the moon paths are broken at best, I assume you are all traveling in the physical realm.
Indeed.
That would be best. We learned our lesson the last time.
You've been avoiding the towns, hunting to survive as needed in the rugged wilderness. As you continue to move on, you see something on one of the back roads that gets close to the Caern that you'd visited several times before. A large billboard that says, "Coming soon," for Good House International, being provided by a company called Safe Haven Construction.
Sounds like Safe Haven Construction likes our land. They can suck a dick.
Anybody sense sense worm or something like that?
I cannot. And,
I mean, you could, but on a sign. And this is Sean asking, mechanics-wise, I mean, if you want me to, I mean, we can look that out. But, I mean, an inanimate object, I don't know if the power works that way.
You just tell if the sign itself was tainted.
Yeah,
Well, maybe just a lingering of somewhere else. I don't know. Or we could just keep going.
Sure. I'll do the perception occult on that one. We'll see.
All right.
See if there's some lingering, terrible intent there. And is it standard diff, Keegan?
Yeah. Nothing's coming to you.
Anyway.
Nothing's coming to you.
Okay. Everything seems basic enough, but still an intrusion.
we move on then.
You continue on your journey when, in your lupus forms, you get a smell of something, and you hear something, even in the distance. It is the smell of burnt flesh, and you hear the rustling and almost a distant kind of moan or grunt.
Do we perception alertness, or?
You heard it, so you can do that to get a better beat on it.
Yeah.
All right,
That's what I'll
difficulty 4, because you're all in lupus right now.
Okay. And I think maybe we should start a slow approach.
Agreed, carefully.
You guys get a beat on it. It's to the northeast, fairly close to the Bawn of the Caern.
So, because of what we had to do at the Moon Bridge at Sacred Stone, we know that this Caern has fallen, correct?
You have a strong suspicion it has fallen, yes.
Okay. So would that mean that we don't have to announce ourselves as we go into
Correct.
onto the land? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
And follow-up question, was this the Sept that scald that beat the
Yes.
crap out of who lived at? Oh, that's very sad. I liked her.
Aw.
I will
So,
boldly walk towards the noise with no regard for anything else.
all right. You see a Krynos there. He's still got several fairly severe burns that don't seem to be healing right.
I think this is the time to do
Yeah.
sense worm.
The wounds are radiating with wormish energies.
The wounds are. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of him is because the wounds are part of it.
Yeah.
Mark,
Significant taint from the wounds on its body.
Mark, you kind of recognize him. You've seen him around, though you've never talked to him before. You've seen him at Moots when there's been revelries between the Five Mirrors and the Winter Fang.
Okay. I will approach him and try to remember possibly a name.
You're getting something like Dimitri?
Okay. So I will approach Dimitri and I will speak to him in the Garu tongue, his human name, and tell him that I'm a friend and I'm here to help.
When I hear somebody approach, Dimitri is going to just whip around really fast, hackles raised, fangs bared, like ready to fight. And even after it's explained that they're a friend, he's gonna not relax, but still be visibly on edge. And he says, "Who are you?"
I'm still in lupus form, I would guess, and so I'm gonna shift into Hamid form, and I'll introduce myself. I am Mark Guides the Fallen. I am of the Children of Gaia, and I'll turn back to Zeb, and I'll ask, you said there was worm taint on these wounds?
We're going to shift to Hamid. Yes. Look
Then-
pretty severe. Sit down, friend.
We'll need to perform a rite of cleansing on him.
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe healing first, and I'll...
I don't know if the wounds will heal properly if they're not cleansed.
And while they're talking, Dimitri is going to relax much more visibly when he hears Mark's name. And he sits back down and he says, "I am Howls-In-Memory. I've heard of you, Guides the Fallen."
Oh, do not worry, brother. We will help you. For such a small area, I think the rite of cleansing would be really fast, and we could have Mother's Touch on preparation. I know this Garu. He's tough. He could stick it out.
Very
All right.
well.
You begin the rite of cleansing.
Yeah.
So because of the level of taint, it's only a diff 6.
Already.
All right, does he get... Does Mark just get the extra die from Zeb participating then?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do a +1 to that.
You perform the rite. Dimitri, you feel kind of this cooling sensation wash over you as you take some of the water from some water, Mark, as you pour it down him in a symbolic gesture of the cleanse. As it runs down Dimitri, you see it pick up kind of this black tarry sense as it bleeds out and kills a few plants as it touches them, and then the taint stops and dissipates.
Thomas, what's your rage?
It is at 4.
All right, Mother's Touch.
As the wounds stitch closed, the scars seeming to disappear, at least some of them. The earlier scars remain as they are twisted wounds of knotted scar tissue upon your left arm, from your shoulder down to your elbow in a twisted kind of strangled grip. It almost looks like choking vines of scar tissue down your arm.
Can you tell us what happened here?
The Sept has fallen. The Banes seem to come as if from nowhere. It happened so quickly.
Do you know who could have possibly done this?
I remember seeing an ape while I was fighting Banes and the Black Spirals who did this to me.
An ape?
Maxwell, probably.
Maxwell.
Did you see anyone else with the ape?
I saw someone come in through a moon bridge, and then I heard a gunshot, and that's when the fighting started.
Describe that someone. Female?
Female, yes. And he describes Morgan.
Morgan's dead?
So, she came across the moon bridge right before the fighting started. You know if she got away?
I don't know if she got away. I've been here for days trying to see if I could spot other survivors. I haven't seen anybody. As far as I know, I am the only one left.
If you're feeling well enough, you can join us in the search for others. And if there are any stragglers of the Black Spirals who did this to your Sept,
I will join you.
There's work to be done. Spirits need to be guided back.
All right, I'll start searching. Does like life have like a scent, or like is there a way that I can sniff out alive people in my lupus form, or is that silly?
I mean, you can smell for people.
Okay, then Cora's just gonna go around and sniff around, try and find anyone alive.
Okay.
What does Zeb see with his eye?
Well, that's what I was about to activate Visions of Duat to see what I see, actually, Keegan. So I'll do the roll for that. I'll expend the
Okay.
gnosis.
As you look in, you see several what appear to be people reaching out as they're covered in a kind of shroud, shrieking as one actually does emerge, screaming out, looking around, going, "Hello?" In the distance, you see broken things littering the ground and items as well. You see pillars set up in the same sacred patterns you'd imagine the Garu do, but they're no longer around you. It seems that those sacred sites had been defiled.
There is a great defiling that's occurred here. This place is broken and lost, and there are many crying out in horror, their voices echoing through this broken landscape. He'll keep kind of walking forward, looking around, Keegan.
Okay. As you keep moving along, you see the same kind of broken down structures and things like that. Not a lot of ghosts, likely because there weren't a ton of kinfolk here, or the ones that did died with not as much unfinished business, thinking that they were defending their home. And of course, the Garu very rarely, if ever, leave ghosts behind.
Sure.
You continue onwards, and you see something that disturbs you a little bit. The rest of you see it in the physical realm. You see 7 or 8 trailers all set up with a fence around, as you see the construction company working and bulldozing pieces of land and digging up to set up a foundation for a factory of some kind. You see the broken heart of the Caern in the underworld.
He'll shudder. They have broken this heart of the Caern. They are building now. This is a horrific loss. I don't think there's going to be anyone surviving, Mark. And there's no spirits left here that would have made it without passing on. This looks like as complete a loss as I've ever felt. I'm glad you can't see this.
Dimitri is going to add, is it possible that some might have escaped through the Umbra?
Possibly, but we didn't see anybody on the way. We didn't take the Umbra.
You're in the physical world, yeah, so you haven't been in the Umbra yet.
We should investigate the umbral presence here. Some of us could continue here in the physical world while, I don't know, possibly Zeb and I could go into the Umbra.
let's stay together for now.
Okay.
We don't know what we'll find.
Alrighty, then let's go.
You seek out and find a small pool of water. It's got kind of an oil slick on it, making it sheen even more like a mirror, though it does feel a little disgusting. Each individual pack can roll Gnosis. The difficulty here is 4. There's still strong spiritual strength here, but the Gaian part has died.
Oh, shit.
Would you like to use your mulligan?
Yes, yeah, oh god, yes.
I would like to also.
Jesus.
Guys, we haven't gone to the Umbra in a while.
Yeah, gosh. The barrier is a lot higher than we thought it was.
Who knew Diff 4 would be such a barrier to entry?
This would be our undoing right here.
Right? Hey, look at us. Well done.
Hey!
All right.
Oh,
God damn.
So, Howls-In-Memory, you get there instantaneously. You have to wait a few minutes for everyone else to pass through as you absorb the horrors of this place. The trees' bark is rotting and peeling off as you see kind of the mossy strands underneath the bark holding pieces up. They shimmer and wiggle, almost alive. The trees' roots growing and crumbling in their own ways. Your feet feel as if they're almost in a bog, even though you're standing on grass. Your legs, despite being dry, have this kind of moist, creeping feeling as you see the bodies of your comrades. Dead Garu hanging about with little bits of gnawed flesh off of them. Their cheeks, their chests, their fingers especially. As the rest of you pass through and you all start to absorb that as well, it's when you see the writhing something else. There are human-sized maggots crawling around this desolate land, their body covered in open sores, with little creatures seeming to feast upon the pus. Upon further investigation, they look like tiny people as they shovel the pus within their mouths, feasting ravenously before some drop off about the size of a mouse or so and start running over to the Garu bodies and feast on their flesh, starting to grow into full-grown scrags.
Sounds like it's time to fight shit. Anyway. How many are there? Like, is this possible to eradicate?
Like, there's no full-grown scrags yet, and there's about 10 or 20 of these maggots. And then lots of, like, the little ones.
I think we could take them.
We can take them.
I'm gonna activate Luna's armor before we start, though.
I will activate Unicorn's Arsenal.
Roll your initiative. The maggots are going to simply start producing clouds around them, and if you're next to a maggot when this goes off, you'll have to roll a frenzy check, minus 1 difficulty because you're in Krynos. And that's what they're all doing. Zeb, what are you going to do this round?
I'll be summoning a fire spirit, sir.
All right. And Dimitri, what do you plan on doing this round?
I was thinking using Hare's Leap to leap to one of the maggots and rip it to shreds.
All right. So that will be a activation roll for that, I believe, and then you'll also have to spend a rage for the extra action.
Okay.
Mark, what are you doing this round?
I would like to summon Winds of the Mountain.
Okay. And Kyle?
I am going to spend a rage and try to slaughter 2 of them.
Sounds good. And Cora?
So these are pretty weak, right?
How would you know?
Because they're small.
Cora's 5'0" and she has the highest strength of the group, Sam. Maybe don't be so judgmental. That Bane gift wore off. It's been 4 days.
It's been 4 days, Sam. Christ. So let's see. 3, 6, 7, and freaking tastic. I can spend half my rage. Anyway, I'm gonna spend 2 rage, and I'm gonna, I guess hold my breath while that's a stamina roll, right? Holding breath?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Perfect. I'm gonna hold my breath while I claw at, hopefully, 4 of them.
All right. Make your attack roll. All right. As you rend the creature, as its body splits open, as you see the little pus-filled humanoids stuffing their faces, the ones that are large enough to survive scatter like rats in all directions.
So next.
It's 5 rollover. As you do a significant amount of damage to one, but it is still up.
Really?
Yep.
So that's, does that take out the one that I'm on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then my last one.
So 3 damage on that one. You killed the second one finally with your 3rd attack.
All right. Now, last attack. Be 15.
So that one is still up. All right. Kyle?
Okay, I am clawing at the first one.
And you killed one?
Fantastic. And second one?
That's 1 rollover.
Damn.
Did not kill that one. Next is Mark.
So I'm going to summon Howls of the Mountain, or Winds of the Mountain.
All right. He is a Jagling, so that will be diff 7, but because you know his name, it's diff 6. And that's Wits Rituals.
Perfect.
All right, so he will come, but unfortunately he will be not happy about being summoned this far away when he does arrive. So he'll arrive in 2 turns.
In 2 turns. Oh, dang it.
Dimitri?
Alright, so here's the roll for the leap. Ooh.
All right, it succeeds. That's enough. That
Awesome.
doubles your leaping speed, or leaping distance.
Okay.
And you're doing an attack as well, I believe.
Yes.
So make your attack, and it'll be at a -1 difficulty, simply because you're getting that good leap on.
Okay.
And they
So
don't
would that
expect
be-
the first one.
So would that be difficulty 5?
Yep. For a claw.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
All right, that's 2 rollover. All right, you get a good claw in, but it is still up. And Zeb, it is your turn.
All right, I'll expend a willpower for automatic success and roll rituals.
Okay.
Ooh, now
5.
5 successes.
The fire spirit
To-
that you summoned from back in
Burns Without
Colorado
Mercy.
Springs, Burns Without Mercy arise as he comes up from the ground, and you see the ground kind of sizzling and popping. His voice rumbles. As he gives, you can't tell because he's a giant wall of fire, but you suspect he's smiling.
All right, I will give him a gnosis. I will expend 1.
There's taint here to be consumed. I know that I left your ravenous hunger unfulfilled last time you consumed upon the ashen flesh. Consume this darkness here and act as a pyre for our fallen brothers, so their flesh might be carried away too and not tainted by this filth.
He smiles and goes as he starts to rumble.
You ready to get out of here, friends?
All right, I need Cora, Dimitri, and Kyle to roll Frenzy, difficulty 6.
Holding my breath doesn't help, huh?
It's a spiritual thing, so no.
No.
Okay.
Hey guys, get ready to tackle Cora. Yep, knew it!
That's a Thrall of the Worm, I think.
Ah!
Wait, you're Adrian, so your difficulty goes
Oh.
up by 1 again.
Oh, nice. Sweet. So...
Not
1,
Thrall.
2, 3, 4, 5. Not Thrall! Yay!
So you
just frenzy.
you can spend a point of willpower to stop the frenzy.
Done and done.
Okay.
Where's my pencil?
Not know our frenzy rolls got more difficult with time.
When you get to rank 3, your difficulty frenzy increases by 1. When you get to Athro, you need 5 successes to frenzy and 7 successes to go into Thrall of the Worm.
Oh, neat.
And then I think it's the difficulty goes up again when you reach Elder, but I can't remember. Anyway, and so the spirit begins to rumble. Zeb, what are you doing this round?
Well, I'm gonna get back
All right.
and help my friends if anyone falls down. I'll be ready to help get them out of the way.
All right. The maggots are actually going to start eating into the earth to try and escape the flames. Dimitri?
I'm gonna do, well, since I kind of leaped into the thick of things, I think I'm gonna use Prey Mind to find the fastest way out and away from the fire.
Okay. Mark?
So, Winds of the Mountain is here.
Not yet. It's only been 1 round.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, shit, this kind of puts a backfire on. Well, if we're all just running away, I guess run away.
Kyle?
Is there anything that I can do to stop them from escaping the flames other than, killing them outright?
You could try... No, not really. You could try killing the one that you're next to and spend a point of rage to book it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds as good as anything else.
Alright. Alright, and Cora?
Am I next to any living ones?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna spend Epic Hit, activate Master of Fire, and run. Is that 3 separate actions?
You have to spend a point of Gnosis for Master of Fire.
Oh, I do. So, and are they all 3 different actions?
Yes.
Alrighty, so I guess
Well,
I will then...
Or, no, you can activate Master of Fire and then you get 1 action. Because it doesn't require roll.
Okay, so I will activate Master of Fire and then run because I feel like the fire is gonna take care of the guy or the little thingy next to me.
Alright. So you spend that point of Gnosis, you start running. Kyle, you want to make your claw attack?
Sure.
2 roll over. You kill it.
Wonderful, and then I book it.
Alright. Next is Mark. You start running. And Dimitri, what do you have to roll for Praise Mind?
Oh, yes. I think that's a 5d10. So, there we go.
All
2
right.
successes.
Let's see.
I think I might have forgotten to declare that I was also going to run, so...
You did.
Yeah. Is it too late, or...
It is.
Oh, that's okay.
But you will... How many successes did you get? 2, so that increases your die pool to getting out of here, so that's good.
Woo. That's good.
You do get to soak fire. Alright, next is... Zeb, you start running. And I'll roll for the remaining maggots to see if they escape. They need 2 successes to escape. First one did not escape. Second one did not escape, but is getting there. Third one escaped. Did not. Fourth, fifth. That one escaped. And there was a total of 5. So 2 fully escaped, 2 partially escaped the flames, and so they'll take less damage. And 1 didn't escape at all. So the fire spirit goes off, and there's a huge blaze. Dimitri, I need you to roll soak. You will be taking 3 ag per turn as you're fully immersed in flames.
Okay. And that's,
Just stamina.
Just stamina? Okay. Then difficulty 6?
Yep. So you take 1 point of ag as your body starts to burn. And the flames, the 2 that were still out, or the one that was fully out, has taken 3 points of damage. The 2 that are partially out took 1 point of damage, and 2 successfully got away. And so now, as you guys keep moving away from the flame, as you hear the flame spirit laughing, as trees start to go up and you hear the tree spirits screaming, it's a haunting kind of wail, like a mixture of a wind and a death scream. Dimitri, could you do a Dex Athletics +2?
Alright.
That's enough as you
Oh, thank
fully
goodness.
escape. You fully escape the flames. There's cinders blowing off of you. The maggots get to try and escape again. The first one is now partially concealed and takes an additional 2 points of damage. The 2 partially covered ones, 1 fully escapes, and so does the other. As the fire keeps going, and the other one finally escapes and takes no more damage as the spirit continues to burn. And Mark, you see Winds of the Mountain arrive as you hear the annoyance in his voice going, "I am far from the rolling hills, guides the fallen. I care to know why I am here."
Winds of the mountain, I know that you have traveled far, but look, these abominations fill your air with toxicity and abominable plague. They dig themselves in the earth, in the umbral earth, to try to escape our judgment and our wrath. These flames that are about, Could you guide them into those holes so that they should burn for their crimes?
You see it, you kind of get a devilish kind of laugh from the spirit as he goes, I will do this. I suppose you will grant me gnosis.
If it were to help you succeed even more in this task, I will grant you as much as you need.
A single piece is necessary, that is all.
Then a single piece I shall gladly give.
As he takes the point, and the spirit begins to do its thing. As massive winds buffet all of you as you feel your fur getting hit, as the flames do in fact go down and you hear the screaming of the spirits, but unfortunately, in his cavalier and careless way, he drives the flames directly towards you as well. I need Dex Athletics rolls, difficulty 9 to escape the quick rushing flames, as all you hear is Winds of the Mountain laughing to himself, blowing to and fro and spreading the flames without regard to who they burn.
It's fine, guys. Don't worry. It's fine.
I will expend a willpower to succeed once.
You can't do that until you have failed the roll, my friend.
Oh no, I did roll and I failed. I have 0 successes.
Yes.
Ah.
All right.
No,
Yes.
Zeb.
Zeb, I need you to roll stamina.
Alright.
Is Zeb gonna get another scar?
It's like, would you like another scar? Yeah.
God damn it.
What
All right.
flavor of
as you
scar
take
today?
As you take 2 points of aggravated damage as the flames swirl around you, cindering your fur in Krynos as you land hard, as the spirit finishes his storm and the 4 winds, or the winds of the mountain go Mark, as you just hear it cackling as it floats off and disappears back into the mountains, and the storm has put the flames out, and the fire spirit smolders away to his own domain.
Mark will cackle back a thanks to Winds of the Mountain and mean it.
The fire spread far, but it didn't burn all of the taint away. That would be acres upon acres of fire. And it looks like the corruption goes deeper than the trees, as the sand itself gives off a slight glow, and even the cinders pop, and occasionally a few burst with green flames, as the taint has become apparent. There are still bodies, many of them charred now, making identification difficult, but there are still bodies that are untouched by the flames, especially the ones closest to the heart of the Caern.
I think that we should probably go check out those bodies, see if we can find Morgan.
Right, and we should gather the bodies for proper funeral.
You begin moving down as you get the sands feel almost sinky as you move through those first, and then you start to get down towards the heart of the Caern. The veil getting thin here the gauntlet getting thin here, though it still feels sticky and tarish, as you see the tainted spider spirits crawling and building, as you see the spiritual impressions of the trailers as just simple weaves and nests of tainted silk. But towards the heart, you do see someone. Her throat is ripped out, and a couple days worth of decay have already gotten to her. The fingers on her right hand have been blown off as she's staring into the sky.
This might sound very, very, very callous. Is her glaive there?
You look, and her glaive is missing. I hope Jade hears this so that she knows who you are as a person.
I still love you, Jade.
I just was coveting your magical items and really angry about it the entire time. That's not a path to darkness or anything, though. It's fine.
I didn't say
This
that.
party loots the dead.
Your actions spoke louder than your words, Sam.
Just want everyone to know that was the Infernal Alpha. That was the Infernal Alphas. Just wanted to put that out there. No, wait a minute. From Roy's Bane. God. Oh. Yeah. That's your pack. You own that. I have to own George. You own that.
That's fair. You have to own Roy.
Yeah. Hey, Roy just taunts the Weaver and the Love. You just went full on darkness there to take your friend's family relic. That's cool. Didn't even let him finish too. That there was the cruel realization that it's our friend. You're just like, where's her crap? Keegan, you can just wrap up this narrative, please. Where's her? My level of caring for the rest of your game depends on magical items.
All right.
Enough bullying Sam.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That was pretty good though.
It was. No, it's
right.
fine. It's fine.
Right.
I don't take it personally. Don't know if I should, but I don't.
No.
No.
We all thought the same thing. Where's the good shit at? It's all gone.
Anyway, yeah, you see her body there. No clave. Her fingers missing. You see a weathered rib bone next to her. Looks human.
She's not missing any?
And she's not missing any of her ribs. Her throat is totally ripped out. Her fingers are missing, and one of her legs got blown off at the kneecap.
Okay.
You see a gun cartridge nearby, meaning someone had brought over a gun into the Umbra to fire on her.
Absolute fucking shit.
She had gone home. How?
We didn't have a direct moon bridge to her home though.
It's possible that somebody followed her.
Kyle, you do remember that the first stop on her journey home was to be the Sept of the Winter Fang, and that would have taken her to New York, and that was going to take her back.
I suppose then that she died nearly as soon as she left.
That's...
Zeb, are you okay? Not very good. Okay, but a little okay.
We sent her off to her death. Roy and I said goodbye to her because we thought she was going home, and this is the ignoble end? A gunshot?
Roll rage, Zeb.
Builder.
Oh, okay.
Are you still in Krynos?
I am, yeah.
Diff 7.
Okay.
Fuck. And Mark is walking over to him.
We still have that temp rage roll from before.
It's temp or permanent, whichever's higher.
Well, my temp is much higher because I don't spend temp. Is it Div 7?
Yep. As the pain and the regret starts to fill you up, and your eyes start to go red.
Grapple.
Mark goes in for the grapple.
Yeah. Or I'll try and wrap her arms behind him around his torso, pinning him his arms to his sides.
Okay. Roll Dex Brawl, please. And Zeb, you also roll Dex Brawl.
Okay.
Cora grabs a hold and holds him as he's snapping, growling, howling, trying to rip at the ground as his legs are pushing as hard as he can towards the corpse of Cora and towards anything to tear apart, as he seems to be just wanting to mindlessly destroy the ground, completely lost in a frenzy. As he throws back his head, howling, Cora, you see the glistening of tears as the uncontrollable emotions swell through Zeb in every way. His eye socket filled like a cup from rainwater as he finally calms down.
Once his frenzy passes, Cora will slowly let go, tentatively, making sure he's not gonna injure himself or anyone else.
Okay.
And she's gonna look around Morgan's body, see how what damage she did, see if she was able to fight.
Okay. That will be Perception Survival because you're using tracking skills. Difficulty 9 because of the high winds that were summoned and the fact that it's been several weeks. As you're moving along, it looks like she did. You see the impression of 3 limbs pushing hard into the ground somehow, possibly someone throwing themselves at something. You also notice heavy footprints that don't appear to be Krynos, or at least Garu Krynos, as it looks almost like someone's walking on their hands towards Morgan.
What's Zeb doing right now?
I think he's just kind of breathing really hard, kind of doing the rocking back and forth, trying to get his composure back. I mean, still furious.
So Coral, after finding the evidence that she indeed died fighting, she'll go over to Zeb and explain what she saw.
She died in the proper Garu fashion. She did not go down weak and trembling. She fought to the very last. Thank you, friend. I did not doubt that. Who is this thing? You say this name, Maxwell, and I hear it, and it does not make sense what has happened here, and the loss of so many. What? This is an enemy of yours, now of mine?
Or size.
Maxwell is someone we've come across multiple times. We are almost positive he works for Pentex. He is acting on behalf of the worm. He is an ape shifter, an ape changer. Similar to our wolf, he has an ape. And he has been a thorn in our side for too long. I said to you, we both know our lives would not end in old age. They were not hollow, but the pain is no less. I'm sorry for the loss of your friend and companion too, and many others. Too many. Too many!
Alright, and yeah, he'll just kind of go around and investigating now too. I mean, he'll kick the dirt a little bit here and there, but he'll go and check things out.
Okay. Could I get a intelligence investigation roll from you, Zeb?
I would also like to check out that gun casing, the bullet shell on the ground.
Sure.
Yeah. Is that a roll, or?
Nope, you pick it up and you start investigating. As you look it over, you do see something. It says H, F, A, and the ampersand, and N-I, and then copyright.
My idea was to see if I could find like a serial number on the.
You do
bullet
find that
casing.
as well.
Awesome.
Zeb, you're looking around and you're noticing a kind of pattern. You can't really put your finger on it. There's some sort of grand design here, even with these webs, and likely something on the physical world, but you're just not sure what it is yet. As you're kind of looking around, you see the tainted spiders. They're spiders covered in rust and human mouths adorning the bottom of their abdomen that's vomiting forth the tainted strands of pattern web moving into the ground and even underneath it into tiny holes. Something's happening here. There's a design.
I'll kind of call over. Mark, maybe your vision is less clouded than mine. Look at the patterns in the ground here.
How they pull. Something perhaps out in the physical world to be seen, but I cannot parse it out in this frame of mind.
Mark will walk over, and as he's walking over, he says,
It could very well be a pattern. Let me take a look.
I'm gonna specify the search.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to look for, like, maybe possible occult patterns or runes.
Okay. Could you do an intelligence investigation difficulty 10 minus your rituals? As you're looking around, there's no runes, but you're getting that sense now too. This is definitely intentional, and it almost looks like the construction is part of a ritual somehow, but you don't know exactly how. It's very strange and it's very concerning.
Here, Zeb, if you look at these
Convergences here. There definitely is purposeful pattern here. Possibly possibly magical. There is something purposeful happening here. Probably just started, but some sort of ritual. I don't know what kind, but it's probably in the works of being created here.
Keegan, since he's pointing it out to me, is it possible to roll against that, either an occult roll or otherwise?
That's the most you're going to be able to get because you're just taking in pieces. You're not able to parse out what the ritual is. There might be something greater. You're putting together that if you looked at the blueprints, perhaps you might be able to parse it out a little better.
Oh, like in the physical world, what the layout is here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know this? This isn't Wisconsin. Where did or is it Wisconsin? We ended
This
up
is
in
Wisconsin. Yes.
We ended up in Wisconsin. Okay. Do we know what the totem of this place was?
Yes, it was a stag.
It was the stag that murdered it.
I figured that. I just didn't want to, kind of take it to a different weird way.
No, that's fair.
I think more would be revealed to us when we can study this place. But yes, you're right. I can only imagine what kind of darkness that would be to destroy this place and subvert it. And its totem.
Whatever it was has taken its toll on this umbral plane here. And it's certainly something in the physical that's causing it. Has to be. I say we should head back to the group, relay this information. And Zeb, I would ask you to help me prepare the bodies. Perhaps it might take your mind off and give you some peace.
Of course, friend. This is our way. And our domain now to do.
This is our way.
While they're doing that, Cora's gonna do two things. One, she's gonna pick up that rib bone.
Okay.
And two, is this the cairn where the moon bridge was in the lake?
No, there's no lake here. You do find the stone, the path stone.
Okay, so
It is-
I'm gonna go find that.
You find it is dark and ashy, cracked.
I'm gonna keep it, see if there's any use for it.
Okay. How about Dimitri? How are you? Is there anything you'd like to do? What is he processing? Seeing all this death again?
That's what I've been trying to figure out because he saw his Sept get wiped out, and then the maggots feasting on the bodies, and then now this terrible scene at the cairn, and there's something going on something magical going on that I imagine, since I have no points in the cult, that he doesn't even understand.
Perhaps he wants to talk to Zeb simply because he might relate to that outburst in anger?
Yeah. I'm going to pocket that bullet casing for now.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I'm in Crinus form. I don't have any pockets, but I'm just going to hold on to it.
All right.
And Dimitri is going to kind of walk over to Zeb, and as Mark and Zeb are preparing the bodies, Dimitri's also going to help out, and I'm kind of imagining him being a person of very few words, so he's gonna help and maybe just suddenly speak up
And say, I share your rage. I know how you are feeling. I feel the same.
This was your home. I'm sorry we did not have our attention to your pain, friend. Your wounds on the outside, the taint, much has been lost. I sympathize with you, having lost a home also, and now seeing many friends here broken. Grieve with us, brother. Mark and I, well, we know this far too well.
Far too well, my friends. Far too well. Come, I'll show you how to prepare, and I'll teach you the proper runes and speech to chant.
Help us with their names, friend. Maybe they'll be known better, and recalling them heals our pain and sends them on.
And Dimitri is going to recite their names, because I imagine he probably almost knows everybody, including the kinfolk. And among the bodies, are the youngest members of the Sept here as well? Did they also fight?
Yeah. Even those who didn't even reach the rank of Cleoth.
I'd say for those that are among the youngest that have fallen, Dimitri's voice is going to crack and break a little bit, because those are the ones that have been taken too soon.
Mark will take a comforting hand and put it on Dimitri's shoulder and say, "This is certainly the toughest part of this life."
And Dimitri is going to nod.
But know that you are showing your strength right now. Here, I'll help you with this one.
As you move the bodies and you begin the rites, you will begin with, you set them up in a line of sorts, starting with Morgan. The rite of the departed has to begin, and it is going to be a very long bit of mourning. As you start with Morgan and you begin the rite, could I get a Charisma Rituals difficulty 6 as you begin to perform the rite to honor Morgan?
I will say I was a friend of Morgan. I knew her very shortly, but she was passionate, and she stuck with her guns, as the humans would say. I knew her very shortly, but any work done in the name of Gaia is admirable and should be recognized, as we recognize her today. She is a warrior that is slain with honor, and she slew back.
As Mark stops and he looks over the rest of you, as if waiting.
Cora's not very good with words. I was a friend of Morgan, and I knew her as one who fought passionately and remembered the stories of battle. She lived up to her auspice and shared those stories and did not falter in her convictions.
As Cora goes silent and steps away, and the circle waits for the next to speak.
I will step up. I was a friend to Morgan. She was a talented musician and very passionate about her breakfast. I will hold dear the echoes of the grand tales that she weaved and the competitions that we watched her win. And I so too hope that other people, other Garu, can weave tales as grand as the ones she had weaved about her. And Kyle will step back.
Zeb will step forward. I was a friend of Morgan, Bloodsinger. For a short time, also a packmate, carried forth by Owl. I was fortunate to hear her song carry my friend and I away from our troubles for a short time. To hear her voice and the happiness and emotion that went through people to hear it too. I was fortunate also to hear her last words to me. Zeb, I don't know you very well, but I like you more than Roy, so there's that. I am grieved to know she is gone. I am honored to have known her and know that she faced certain death, fighting as our people do, to an end.
And he will step back.
Howls-In-Memory, you see the eyes of the other Garu still living, looking on you expectantly.
Howls-In-Memory is going to howl in Morgan's memory, and it's going to be long and heavy with the sorrow of this heavy loss of the Caern and of the set that he called home for probably at least half of his life now. And he is also going to howl for all those who had fallen in this terrible battle.
Mark will look at Dimitri and say, "Their right will come, brother. How were you Morgan's friend? It need not be an actual personal experience with her, but just the connection of Garu and the nation."
I was a friend of Morgan, though I never met her personally. We fought in her final battle, and it sounds as if we were the same auspice, and perhaps if I had known her before her honorable death, we might have been friends. We might have known each other well and shared stories.
And the right comes to the close for the first one, as Mark moves on to the next one, and you begin anew, speaking in another name, speaking your friendship, and letting their spirits pass on. You spend hours in this. For each body, each one its own stories, its own connections, until you are finally done. The day is long, and the ambient light of the Umbra begins to turn red as Helios departs the horizon in the physical realm. What would you like to do?
Mark would first of all like to turn to everybody and congratulate them and thank them for a glorious rite of passing.
That was well done, brother. Very well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think we should get out of here. And I think we need more information to Kyle to make his report back of what happened in this place.
Certainly. Come. As we're leaving this place, let's recount to Guards the Low.
Yes.
Okay, so
We think there's a ritual in play here, Kyle. We'd need to see schematics of this place to know better, but something was used here and might still be in use. We're not exactly sure what it means.
It's ritualistic in nature, but we don't know what kind of ritual that they're trying to start and perform.
It follows, then, that the spiders would be rusted already. You wouldn't expect that from something unless it was already corrupted by the worm.
Definitely.
But I imagine, then, that we
That
should
could-
investigate those trailers. Cora, what do you think?
I agree. I think that right now we need to figure out what's going on here so that we can bring all of the information we can back to Regender. If there's anything in those trailers that can help us, then I think that it's the right place to go to. And honestly, I think it's the right place to destroy currently too. We get our information and then wreck the place. It doesn't need to be here.
Agreed.
Then it seems the plan is we will head into the physical, see what we can find, and then wreck some stuff.
all right. Could I get a roll to leave the Umbra?
Well, hold on. Question before we do
Yes.
that. Can we walk out of the Umbra? Because now we have stuff that won't travel.
You'll have to find. You'd have to go through the heart of the Caern, which would pop you out right in the center of the construction site.
Were there people at the construction site working?
Yes,
Oh.
at least when you
Okay.
showed up. That's been several hours, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if we're planning on destroying it anyway, maybe we leave all the stuff we want to bring right next to there, then, travel over normally, like through a reflective surface, and then once we have destroyed everything, we can walk in, grab the stuff, and walk out. Assuming things work out nicely.
That sounds good, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's do it.
As you move back a little bit, as you see that same kind of oily pool of water.
Tyler, what is Kyle's gnosis at?
So I think you're still our best bet.
Yeah, my 5 is still the best.
Yeah, because I'm only 4.
Alrighty.
I've improved everything but rage, gnosis, and willpower.
What's the diff
Is
for
it-
crossing back? Keegan, is it 6?
4.
4.
It's 4.
Here we go again. Yes.
So instantaneously, instantaneously.
Nice.
Man,
Nice.
Look at that.
Well done, you two. And I take 30 seconds.
All right. As you pass back through, you start heading back as you see the big kind of floodlights around. As you see lots of people starting to drive home, but you do see a couple construction workers still around. Could I get a perception etiquette, please? If you don't have etiquette, the difficulty goes from 6 to 8.
I've got etiquette. I've got something.
Me too. Like what? This has never come up before.
I do too.
As all of you but Dimitri see that the construction workers are giving some sort of deference to a relatively attractive woman. She's blonde in a excellent, well-pressed suit. As she's smiling and waving off at them, getting into a very fancy car. As she's chatting back and forth, you can try and listen in with a perception alertness. Difficulty 8, given the sounds of the machinery going off.
If I use a willpower and turn an ear, and actually, I can just shift down to lupus with that
yes.
change.
That would drop it to difficulty 6.
Awesome. So you said perception alertness?
Yep.
Cool.
Well, you're going to have to spend a point of rage to instantly shift into lupus to catch what she's saying.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm going to do that too.
Okay. Dimitri, you can instantly shift to lupus without having to spend a point of rage, because that is your breed form.
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and shift to lupus because I just realized I'm still in Krynos.
Oh, good call.
And then could I still try to listen in even though I don't have alertness?
That would be... Yeah, there's no penalty for
Okay.
that, so just be perception. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6. Okay.
Keegan, is she in range for Sense Worm?
Ooh, nice.
You can try and sense worm. It will be difficulty 8 as well.
Gotcha.
All right, so... Zeb, you're getting just the scent of worm from the whole construction site.
Gotcha.
If she's worm-tainted, then you're no wiser, given how tainted the area is. Cora, Dimitri, Cora and Dimitri, you start listening in, and you hear one of them going, "Bye, Kelly," as she goes, "Bye, guys. Hey, have a blessed night, and we're going to, I'm going to have some people coming to my trailer, okay? So just let them through. Standard job reports, okay? Yeah, sure. Thanks, guys. You guys are doing a great job, and I just want to say we really appreciate all the work you've been putting in. It's just, I have a real good feeling about this." As she smiles and waves off at them as they all wave back up at her, seeming to be kind enough, as a few of them seem to continue to work well past what you would assume normal hours are, as you see a tall, also fairly handsome man grabbing a hold of them, smiling as he pulls them up, chatting with them, as he goes, "All right," as you both hear, "All right, Dan, we just finished up. Awesome. Hey, thanks, guys. I know it took a lot longer than I thought, but seriously, thank you for the favor. You guys really helped me out here." "Yeah, Dan, no problem." You guys good? Can I bring anything for you all tomorrow? You guys really helped me out. Donuts, whatever, all right? You guys earned it. Christ, I'll bring you guys a full soda machine, right?" As they kind of laugh as he goes, "Anyway, I'm going to lock up my trailer. I'm going to head out, too. Get some time with your families. I can't believe that you guys did an extra hour. It's only like once in a while, Dan. It's okay. All right, guys. And, hey, Jeff, if you ever want to talk, I know things have been rough, all right? I'll just come to my office, my trailer. We can talk it out, okay?" As he locks up, as the guy smiles and nods. And the whole construction site, after about an additional 2-3 hours, it's pretty late now, it's like 7 or 8, finally clears out of anyone. There are a few security cameras around, and the floodlights are still on, but it seems to be really kind of devoid of any real security. It looks like there's a single guy kind of watching things, and that's it.
Perfect.
I'm thinking I could possibly jam the security cameras and the floodlights, and through that, possibly, maybe we can scare the guy off, or, I don't know, for an vengeful move, kill him, and then we can search the camp.
I mean, there was what Kelly said about letting people through for standard job reports. I think that's important, maybe.
Well, not only do I think that that's important, I think it's possible that we might want to wait to see who comes to speak with her.
So that means that we still got plenty of time to wait.
Well, okay, so we can break in now, get blueprints, schematics, information from a computer, what have you, all of that stuff, and then, like, watch this place tomorrow as well and destroy it tomorrow night after we've gathered as much information as we think we can.
Right.
Yeah, we can do that.
So is there any way we can possibly make tonight a night that it's almost as if we weren't even there? So that way there's no, like, extra nature to, like, their guard or anything tomorrow. Because, and out of character, I have jam weapon, but the wording of the rule says any human-made technology, something like that.
Yeah, it's technically called jam technology.
Oh, okay. And so, and in the wording of the rule too, it says, like, anything that is within, like, the earshot of my howl or scream or anything.
Yep.
So I'm thinking what I can do is I can pretend to be, like, big, scary, like, almost supernatural not Glabros, what is it? The other form.
Hispo?
Hispos. Yeah. I could be big, scary Hispos and maybe scare the single dude off.
Remember that your Krynos incites delirium in the guy, too. Hispo does not.
Oh, okay. So I can just send him screaming, babbling into the forest.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And I could do that with my giant howl first to get his attention. That will jam the security cameras and throw out all the floodlights, depending on how many...
The lights would be will make the roll difficulty 8 because lights are pretty simplistic, and so I'll make them a 7. That's the equivalent of an automobile.
Okay. And I was also hoping for the security cameras.
Yeah, that counts in that.
Alrighty, cool.
But it's the top difficulty is the most simple thing you're trying to, or the most complex or simple thing you're trying to jam. So if you're trying to jam knives, you'd have to be difficulty 9 for everything that you hit.
Okay. I see. Alright, we'll still give it a good college try, though, because I got willpower and whatnot.
Alright. So you spend 1 point of Gnosis.
Yep. Oh, I will not spend rage, and I will just slowly transform into Hispo.
Okay.
If this is a good idea for everybody, this, like, I was still in tossing out mode.
I'm all for it. Sounds like a solid plan to me.
No complaint.
Hispo or Krynos, because I thought you were going to do the delirium on the guy.
Yeah, Krynos, that's what I meant. So I will take the time to transform into Krynos, and then, still a ways from the camp, I want to try to position myself to where I can see the person.
Okay.
That's still there.
Okay.
And I want to kind of some points kind of make a crack purposely, like I'm trying to be sneaky, but ever so often maybe like crack on a branch.
Okay. So let's make your jam technology roll.
Alrighty. So this is going to be like a giant massive howl.
Yep.
Like,
so manipulation crafts, difficulty 7, please.
And I want to spend 1 willpower for an automatic success.
All right. 5 successes as you give out a howl as the cameras short out completely, and you see the floodlights above. A couple of them, their bulbs burst as you're hearing the guy going, "What the fuck?"
I'm slowly gonna kind of start wrestling from the forest, kind of slowly, really building the suspense kind of stuff.
As you're hearing the guy going like, "Hello," as he tries to, like, you hear clicking on his flashlight. Fucking thing. Hello.
And I'm gonna start breathing more heavily, almost a growl.
As you get closer and closer, as the guy's shaking, as you hear the door kind of open, as you hear him like clasping at something, maybe a gun. Hello?
Let's see. What's the scape around him look like?
It's fairly flat where he is. They've bulldozed parts of it so that it's a little flatter, especially for the trailers. There's trees all around, but all the trees have been cleared inside the kind of fenced area. As he's in like a little box basically right next to the gate that allows people in and out.
Okay, so he's out of his box. I kind of want to get close enough to where he'll like look in my direction, but he won't be able to like kind of see me fully. I'm kind of going for like those paranormal supernatural encounters for this guy. You know what I mean?
Just remember that the delirium will do that for you.
Awesome, cool.
He's a regular person.
I'll just start approaching the guy and like make sure my steps are purposeful.
Yep. As he sees you and he starts to shake, as the delirium takes over, as he drops his gun and starts running in the other direction as quickly as possible, the pure primal fear taking over him.
And as he's running, I'm going to let loose a giant, massive howl yet again to drive it home.
Nice. And so, with that, you have access.
All right, sweet. I will return to the group and kind of give a bow and a bow. We're clear to go in.
As you start moving through and getting closer to the trailers, you see the first one with the name Dan Patterson, and it is labeled Construction Chief.
The plans could possibly be in there. Construction Chief is normally looking at the plans, I'd imagine. But
By the door. Is it locked?
Yeah, you saw him lock it.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
and he probably has the key.
That's what I was thinking.
Jam weapon? Will that make a lock not work?
Jam
I don't know.
technology?
That's
It would. It would be diff 9, though.
I could give it a shot.
All right.
It
Oh,
can't hurt.
Could we look in the security guard's little box and see if he forgot his keys?
Oh,
Yeah. Go for it.
All right, let's do that.
dude, smart.
As you start sorting through, you do see his keys there. As you guys start talking about jamming technology, you see Dimitri walking up, twirling some keys, a key ring around his finger.
I found this.
Oh, well,
That's way fucking better.
yeah. I'll kind of gesture kind of with open palm towards the door. After you, sir.
It only takes 4 tries of different keys till you find the right one, and you unlock the trailer.
All right, time to carefully search through things so that doesn't look like anyone was here.
All right. So that will be whoever has the highest one. It will be Intelligence Investigation difficulty 8.
That's not me.
All right,
Got 6.
I have 5 intelligence.
2.
I think it's an 8 for me for the dice pool.
Well then, please.
Okay. What was the difficulty again?
8.
8. Okay. Nice.
Nice. As you go through, you find them in less than half an hour as you pull out the plans and you show the construction plans for what appears to be a paper milling factory for a company called, once again, as you remember from the sign coming in, Good House International.
Zeb, let's look at these plans together. Maybe we can see what maybe they're planning, and this may be the bigger scope of the ritual patterns we need to see.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'll need an Intelligence Occult difficulty 10 minus your rituals.
Fucking paper mill? Cora's just a little peeved that they destroyed a whole fucking Caern for a goddamn paper mill.
Holy moly, no problem.
Check out the big brain on Brad. Hey.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Big brain time. Snap.
So, Zeb and Mark, you both pick up that this factory is attempting to actually draw upon the power of the Caern itself to power its machines to some degree. This would allow them to use the spiritual energies and potentially imbue their product with spiritual properties. Not quite like fetishes, because there's not a proper spirit living in it, but drawing upon the actual spirituality. It could fill their product with something. Mark, thanks to your high successes, you get the glimpse of ancient Garu glyphs in some of the line drawings. They're hidden, almost imperceivable. You lucked out and you caught just a bit of it, but it seems that this rite and this building are dedicated to something called the Shadow That Lurks. And that it's somehow going to imbue the paper with the ability to translate thoughts more easily. Specifically, darker emotions such as greed, anger, xenophobia, things like that.
Mark will relay this information along with this deeper information to everybody else, making sure that the tone that he is using is that of great dread and disgust. And he'll punctuate it with standing up and slamming the blueprints on the desk. And to top it all off, they're trying to make cheap dollar store fetishes while they're at it. No. We need to stop this. They're going to exploit this Caern for its spiritual energy. We need to stop this.
Does it have a time frame for how long it'll take to build this?
You will have to do another investigation roll to try and find any sort of timetables. This is just the architecture.
Okay.
Would that be another intelligence investigation?
It would be.
If they're only at this stage, if they're only at the blueprint stage, we're kind of just in time. We kind of caught them in their start. So we should inform what has happened, and we need to get people here. We need to get other Garu here. This place cannot exist.
I think we're more than capable of destroying what's here already.
Mark says in a panic, pretty much. So Mark is panicked. That's what I'm going for.
Yes, we can destroy what's here now. However, what's to stop them from coming back? I don't know if it's possible to do this, but would it be feasible to set up the Caern again so that with Garu here, it would be less likely for them to try and come back to the same spot?
With which Garu?
From other places, we would need to pull Garu from other places, which is not a good idea, but kind of an idea.
Well, I don't know. I kind of think I started a myth here.
The guy in part of this Caern is dead, and no amount of right to reopen it, which is an incredible feat and one of great wisdom and renown if accomplished. It's not going to happen. This is a husk that's now being harvested. The totem is gone. This place is barren. I don't know if reopening it is possible, but stopping those here, yes. My fear is, where did the people that attacked this place go next? If they were capable of diverting a moon bridge and otherwise, this might be a need for a warning very quickly, and then deciding on if we can get more to help us destroy this place and prevent its use. Maybe, but I'll commit to the fact that the guy in part is gone, and the mother will not come back.
Then we need to seal this Caern. That's the only way I can think of that they can't access this energy. The forced operations we could deal with, like, on a regular basis, but the spiritual stuff we can cut off permanently if we seal off the Caern.
Dimitri, could you do your roll real quick while they're talking?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Difficulty 6, or would that be an 8?
It'd be 8 again. Because the difficulty is there so that they don't find you rummaging through their papers.
Oh, sure.
As they're talking, as they start to finish, you do find some timetables.
Here are the timetables. And Dimitri's going to show everybody the timetables.
As you put it down, the timetables are aggressive, and it looks like their goal is to have this entire facility up and operational by October 12th of this year, fully staffed, using all of the local towns nearby who are desperate for any sort of economic stimulus, as this place seems to be paying about $20 an hour, something better than most of the local businesses around.
What day is it right now?
It is currently July 11th.
So I have a suggestion. If there is a way to seal off the cairn and cut off that spiritual energy, that's going to pretty much negate the purpose of this ritual. And even if they were to complete it, there's nothing for it to draw upon. We don't have to worry about that. But do we want to sacrifice the livelihood of possibly hundreds of people to stop this operation?
I don't know if it would be sacrificing the livelihoods of hundreds of people, as I'm guessing. This is just a guess here.
Well, the operation could go on for a few months, and they could meet their deadline, and it could continue on for a bit. But I'd imagine if they're not drawing any spiritual energy, and the powers that be over this ritual take note of this, they could possibly just scrap the whole project and shut down operations.
Have you seen what a paper mill does to a river? Or what that cancer that they put out could do to the people here? I shit on their livelihood and their jobs and their greed and Weaver filling their hearts for more acquisition to buy more. The desperation of these people being preyed upon. Let them know we are alleviating their suffering by stopping this in the here and now.
And I agree with you, brother. This is our way.
You hear in the distance.
Cool.
As
So
you
what
hear
do we
several
understand that means?
howls.
What do they say?
Prey. I smell prey.
Uh-oh.
Time to go.
Fire.
Time to go.
Yep.
As you start to flee, as you hear the kind of howls, there's not a ton, maybe 10 spirals
That
total.
feels like a ton.
Maybe 10. Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Not a ton
Couple few
for
dozen.
not a ton for what is clearly becoming a hive,
Yeah.
still in process. But you now have someone with you who will likely desire vengeance upon their home, and you now have to work out if anyone can spare anyone to clear this place. What's to stop an army from gathering only to have another Caern hit?
Yup.
But these are moralizing questions that you will have to ask yourselves next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We will catch you in that next episode. Be ready to see the point 5 of this episode as we follow B and Maxwell after the initial attack of the Caern. Bye.
Ugh. Bye.
Bye-bye.